on, guys? It's Zach and I'm back with another video. So today's video, as you guys can see from the title, we're going to be touching on my movement, my finessing, and then also positioning as well, and how to kind of use your environment to your advantage. This is probably like the most sought after video from this entire year. So many people have been asking for this one, so I'm super stoked to kind of break down my thoughts and ideas of how I use, again, my movement in my environments to be more successful, and how to play my life, whether it's a 1v1, a 1v2, a 1v3, 1v4, no matter what it is. Using your environment is always so crucial and important, especially nowadays. I feel like everyone wants clean movement so bad. They want to have the cleanest B hops, the cleanest slide cancels, so it looks like they're just kind of skating around Verdansk, which I totally get. Everyone wants to be super flashy and have really cool clips. Totally understandable. But the thing is, that's only 50%, right? Like, no matter how much time you put in to master your B hop or master your movement so you're gliding around, that's still only 50% of the battle. So like, once you get that locked in, now it's time to use it in the correct way. Again, using your environment, using it for positioning, in the right positioning, because having the best movement is awesome. Yes, definitely a plus as a player, but at the same time, it's not as effective if you don't know how to use it, again, around the objects, around your area, around your positioning. Because even if you have the cleanest movement, if you're constantly challenging someone one-on-one in a 50-50 gunfight, you still have a great chance of getting gunned. And there's so many different ways to use camera angles to your advantage. Again, moving around objects to kind of keep information going without taking shots to your advantage, versus just slinging around the corner or b-hopping wide out in the open, or you know what I mean? Or even if you're just maneuvering around the map without a vehicle and you're having to, whether you're running through downtown or through buildings or hospital, how to like keep your movement clean, but do it in such a way that like people don't have a ton of angles on you. I see a lot of cracked out players on the map that love to just like full send, and they're like in the wide open. So yeah, I can see you, and yeah, your movement looks awesome, man. You look super cracked down there, but you have nothing around you to finesse off of, right? So like, as soon as you start taking shots, what are you gonna do? You might have the best movement in the world, but if someone has a good shot, they're still gonna hit you, no matter if you're hitting B hops or slide cancels, etc. You will still die. So again, this video is going to be super crucial on touching on how to use the movement with your environment and how to be more successful in these situations, especially for people that are trying to up their game and start taking it to a more advanced level, whether it's like solo trios, quads, duos, whatever. As you guys know, that's what I've done for the past year. So I'm really stoked to share this with you guys. We're gonna break down some clips of some moments of me getting some team wipes, finessing through buildings, etc., to kind of break it down, explain what I'm doing and why it's important, obviously. And then I'm gonna hop in game and show you guys these camera angles I'm talking about and how to best use your environment for success. All right, guys, so I'll hop into a quick game of Plunder just so I could explain a couple different movement techniques, explain the different scenarios, and which ones kind of fit where the best. And then also I'm going to show you guys how to slide cancel efficiently. Do I think most people understand by now? 100%, but I definitely see so many players that don't fully understand the movement system and how to best take advantage of it and build up as much torque and momentum as possible. First things first, quick slide cancel, guys. How I do it is, I see a ton of people that do this, right? They just slide cancel way too fast, over and over. They're not even using their auto attack sprint. It's clunky, it's slow, it's just not good. So what I do is usually 1 to 2 slides. I space them out a little bit, and usually after the first or second slide, I'll leap out of the slide and land into another slide and just keep that pattern going, which looks like this. So slide cancel, leap, slide, maybe slide, land into another one, cancel, and you're just gonna keep doing that consistently. It's gonna be a pattern. And as you're doing that, you're gonna realize, as you're like, the ability to leap out of that kind of movement into a very clean and consistent B hop is so nice, man. And I'll show you guys that now. So let's say you're running, you land into a slide, and now all of a sudden you're in a gunfight. You can easily come straight out and hit a nasty B hop out of that slide cancel, which is right here. So it's really smooth. You're gonna find yourself hitting a lot more consistent B hops. I think the main complaint I get from people with B hopping is they haven't really found that sweet spot yet of the perfect timing, which is just gonna take reps. Honestly, it's gonna take a lot of reps before it's kind of like second nature, or maybe even muscle memory. But at that point, again, if you get that slide cancel down pat, combine that with getting the reps in, your B hops, your movement is going to be so crisp and clean. You're literally going to be gliding. But speaking of B hops, I want to show you guys a couple different ones and why they're useful. First one I'm going to show you guys is a little bit different. It's kind of like a fadeaway at a diagonal, and this is great for if you're sliding into cover to an unexpected gunfight, maybe even close range, far range. It doesn't really matter. These are usually best to slide into cover and immediately exit the cover and maybe even enter new cover. So I'm going to show you guys here. So let's say, let me make sure this guy's not falling on me. We're good. So let's say I'm in a fight outside stadium, right? And there's a guy in this doorway. So I'm fighting him and I need to slide into cover. So I slide into cover, but I instantly want to come back and chow him again. So that's where the backwards fade away B-hop comes into play. So we're fighting, we're sliding. I slide back into cover and I'm going to fade away B-hop. And as I do that, I'm fading away and B-hopping into a head glitch, right? I'm not just out here. I don't just come and just, oh, B-hop this way, because it doesn't make sense, right? It doesn't make sense. Again, it doesn't matter how consistent or how cracked you are. You have to use it in the right way. You have to move with purpose if you want to fully master your movement, especially with your environment. So again, we're fighting. I slide into cover. I'm instantly going to flip my screen and B-hop back to this head glitch. One more time. And I'm going to try to slide a little bit more past it because you want to hide all your torque. And what I mean by that is your torque and how to build up torque to even launch like that is obviously slide canceling. And then when you flip your screen, it kind of builds that torque up to hit the B-hop. You want all that dead space and dead movement to be in a blind spot where they can't see you. The only time you want to be seen is when you're already started the action, you're aiming down sights, you're ready to fight, you're ready to shoot. So the only time they see your movement, you're already in movement, you're looking dead at them, you're ready. And what I mean is the wrong way is if, let's say, you come to get the torque, but you don't slide fully into it. So now you're starting your B. It's like you're sliding, but you don't make it full into the cover and you're instantly starting your B-hop. Or even if you slide into the cover, but maybe not enough. And as you guys know, the best way to do the fadeaway B-hop, you're going to flick your screen behind you and then do the jump and flip it back super fast. So if you're doing that out in the open, you're just going to get smoked. So you just have to make sure anytime you're building up torque, make sure it's in a blind spot. And when you're coming back, you're coming straight back into a heady. That's a beautiful fadeaway. It's great for ego chows. It's great for exiting cover at a very fast pace, especially to kind of even catch people off guard in awkward timings. But the most standard one, which a lot of people use, is just the straight up run, slide, run left to right, B-hop, which is still great. And this one's actually great for people who are close range. Maybe he's, you know, you're going to catch timing where you both are running at this corner at the same time. You don't want to slide into it because it's a 50-50 fight. So instead, you're going to slide again, build up your torque before you get to the corner. And then once you expose yourself, you're already wide swinging. And for here, I might need a little bit extra room. So I want to build up the torque. And by the time I'm flicking my screen, I'm still behind cover when I'm flicking it, so he hasn't seen me yet. And then I come wide. Or you can even, obviously, if he's even closer, it's almost kind of the same as a little diagonal, but you kind of bounce past him, but you're aiming down very close at the corner. Either way, it's leaving him to have to track you, which you're landing your initial shots. This game's time to kill is obviously super low, so whoever lands initial shots more than likely wins. So that's what you're going for in all these movement scenarios, right? Now, I do want to show you guys real quick how to shoulder. Most of you, I'm sure you know, but shouldering is not this. Shouldering is not sliding to look, then sliding back. Shouldering is not jumping out to look. It's not sliding, shooting, slide back, or even run back. That's not shouldering. So shouldering, you want to keep it tight. You want to keep it tight and keep it on these corners. So if I have a feeling there's a player there, or there is a player there and we're fighting, what I want to do to shoulder that, to see what he's doing, run straight into my cover and a little bit more inward. I don't want to run straight at it because then when I come to slide and throw that shoulder, my whole body's exposed. So you want to go a little bit more in on these corners, slide into that. And I actually slid a little bit too in there, but you're coming out and you're going to do your controller, your left analog stick, and almost like a half circle. So if you're approaching it from the left, you're going to do a quick left half circle, and all you're doing is throwing a quick shoulder to see if the player is there. You can even do it if you're doing it repeatedly, like maybe you're plating or something. If there was all right, perfect, we have a plate actually. So for here, let's say, you know, we're fighting, he breaks my armor. Instead of just standing here as well, guys, to sit here and plate, throw shoulders while you're plating. There's no reason you should be hiding and plating in situations like this. Because you're giving up all information now. Now you're sitting here and you're getting fully healed. This guy could be pushing you. You could have another guy wrapping you, and you would have no idea because you've given up total control of the situation just to play defense. You should never always play just full on D. At this time, anytime I take damage, even if they break my armor, I consistently still throw that same shoulder, right? So I'm going to slide into it, slide back, slide in, slide back, and do my half little circles. Just to keep information, and also at the same time, if they break your armor and you go ghost and you don't look anymore, they're probably going to aggro you, but you can actually halt that push. Again, if you throw a quick shoulder and he's in the middle of running at you, he's going to stop his push to ADS because he doesn't know, yo, is this guy trying to ego chow me? Is he trying to swing? What is he doing? The player has no idea what your intentions are when all you're trying to do is actually buy time and just get plates on to then proceed with the rest of the gunfight. So there's so many different ways to use movement, but at the same time, again, you just want to make sure you're using it in the correct way so you're able to shield yourself or blind yourself from certain situations, whether it's trying to isolate a gunfight, whether it's trying to delay a push to get plates off because you're playing defense, or again, maybe you're sliding into cover and you want an explosive, you want to come out explosive out of the cover, hit that diagonal, you know what I mean? Come super explosive out of there. It's super useful, man. If you haven't upped your B-hop game, I'd totally advise you to do so. I promise you all this stuff you will definitely see will up your gameplay, especially in these gunfights, whether it's 1v2, 1v3, 1v4, 1v1. Up close, you're going to be an animal. And again, use your movement with purpose. Don't use it just to be cracked. Make sure you're using it correctly for your environment. All right, guys. So to start these clips off, I'm going to let you know I did have to pull these clips from my Twitch VOD, so they're not the best quality. I do apologize. If you guys could just bear with me for this one video, everything else in the future is going to be recorded, so it'll look just as clean and crisp as it does normally on stream. But for the first clip, we're in game. I'm in a 4v4 tournament right now. We have 23 left. It's just me and my teammate Isaac. Iceman Isaac left. We're trying to get Warzone on Rational back in this game. I just wiped a team here, and I'm flying over to the buy to get one of my teammates back. And at this point, I notice a guy running across the street. Again, like I said, we need kills and we need this win. So I'm going to force this gunfight. I see him crossing the street. I don't know if he's the first of his team or the last. So all I know is there could be more players here, or there could be players on this buy already, but that's not what I'm worried about. I instantly want to eliminate this space between me and this first guy, which notice how I hop behind this kind of like little tower as I'm getting out of the vehicle. I don't hop way out in the open back here. I don't hop too far up here. I hop straight into a blind spot and I eliminate this space by running directly into it. And since he doesn't know which side I'm going to chow from, which angle, I'm going to pop my daddy and pre-aim because I already know where he's at. And again, he has no idea where I'm at. And again, we're going to able to land some shots. Notice how I didn't beeline straight at him, right? I come back to the right side and I pre-aim. One, I want to see, is there anybody else coming back across this street now? As soon as I don't see anything, I'm pretty much safe to assume this is probably the last player and the rest of his teammates are on my left. Again, I just came from the right, so I know there's no one from there, which is why I wanted to pursue him from the right side to isolate this guy so I can get this pickup. But as I'm running at him, I'm going to flick my screen to the left. There's no need to tunnel vision. And as I flick to the left to see if there's anybody else here, this is actually one of his teammates here that I spot. So boom, I know I need to knock this guy and take his cover from him. Finish the job, take his cover, slide back into my cover, and I'm going to pause and get some super good timing. I'm trying to pause just enough for this guy to stop pre-firing and to either catch him maybe in a reload, maybe he's mid-sprinting at me, maybe he could be kind of running into this warehouse, anything. I just want to catch awkward timing. And so as soon as I actually chow, he is in the middle of throwing a stun. So W, we caught the awkward timing. And as I break his armor, as I'm fighting right here, I hear footsteps to my left and my teammate on Rational is calling out behind you, behind you, behind you. So I know their third teammate is wrapping me on this little tower right here, which is why as I'm shooting him, before I even knock him, I'm just eliminating space. I'm moving towards him. So as soon as I get the knock, I'm already forward momentum to get away from this player behind me and back into this blue building. So boom, we come in here, we hit a quick left slide under the window to break his line of sight. Boom, I get the audio cue, he comes in my back door, and Isaac actually calls that out as well. So as I'm plating up, I'm just gonna hit a quick flank. And right there, I don't know if you guys can see it, but as I throw this quick shoulder to get information, I see his legs right here. So I do have information. Boom, I see him again. I don't know if there's a fourth. I want to finish my plate off, so I'm going to shut the door. So again, it kind of makes him feel safe, right? Now he feels like I'm not going to come from that direction anymore. And as I do that, I come throw a shoulder on this front side. I want to see, did this guy self? Is he still out front? Did he crawl inside? Is there a fourth maybe again pushing me? At that point, I don't see anything, so I'm going to just ego the door, and I caught perfect timing right here. As soon as I run through the doors, as he's turning to go chow out front, because again, he kind of got juked out a little bit. Makes for an easy pickup on him.
He just juked the shit out of me.
And then confirmation right there, the gas. So in that clip right there, obviously we do have dead silence. Was it a huge factor? Maybe. I mean, obviously it allowed me to get to that first guy to kind of fool him. But it shows you guys, again, like using your movement, especially in tight quarters. If you're planning on playing 1v3, 1v4, 1v2, you have to get accustomed to using super cracked movement. But again, trying to eliminate as much like dead movement, or kind of like before you catch the momentum of your movement, you want to get all excess movement out of the way in a blind spot so no one sees that. So anytime they do have an ability to shoot you, you're already premed on them, ready to go. And it makes when you're in a 1v3, 1v4, especially around a building, super easy, and you'll find yourself starting to prefer that rather than just out in the open gunfight. All right, guys, so for this clip here, I'm actually rocking out on some solo quads. I'm over here at Stadium, and I'm in one of the stairwells. There's a 4-stack on that second level where you can kind of run around. They're on top of the stairs. I'm pretty sure they had probably were going for that super nice room up top. I went to chow that. Again, all 4 chow me. I got super solid shots on one guy. They have me down to 1 plate. So obviously I'm running back downstairs to regain. Shut the doors behind me so I can know as soon as they come in. As soon as they come in, I'm going to pop my dead silence, get behind this post. Try to get a couple shots off. Don't really get much, but as you can see, they're flying in the room right now. So I'm going to duck off to this room to the right. I'm going to slide in here and then flick my screen one more time again, because again, I want to kind of get as much information as possible as I'm sliding into cover. So I do spot one player here, and then we have another player that's cracked out of his mind flying through the air right now. So as I see that, boom, I know multiple players here, and I do know that again, that first player is kind of separated and isolated himself way ahead of the pack. That's who I want to knock first. That's going to be my easiest knock to open the situation up. Here he is right here. He didn't spot me because I slid into that corner. I don't think they had the best comps. So he's going to check if I went to the next room. As soon as he does that, as I slide out, I stop my slide cancel behind that post. And why I do that is, again, to cover my backside, my blind spot. So it kind of gives me an easy knock on this guy, which you're going to see. I do get the knock, and I'm flicking my screen to instantly start a fadeaway B-hop. I don't know exactly where these players are behind me, but obviously they're very close to me. I don't need to do any kind of like regain again in situation. What I'm going to do is I'm doing a fadeaway B-hop, and I'm launching myself to these pillars up here to have even more cover. But as I launch myself, I'm pre-aiming and pre-firing. End up locking straight on one player, and as I'm shooting, I'm almost rotating behind this again. I'm trying to cover as much as my left side as possible so I can get these clean knocks. I'm able to knock another player. I'm going to pull out the shotgun, dip over to the left, come back and chow. As soon as I spot this guy, I'm not, again, it's happening so fast. I don't know if he's running at me, what his play is. So I'm going to duck left, shimmy left into cover, come back out, chow him, flick my screen back to look for that 4th player. Here he is. And instead of just taking a shot here or going to the right, I'm going to duck straight back into cover again so I can get some momentum started so he doesn't have shots on me while I'm trying to get my momentum started. Get the momentum started. I hit 1 pump, stop my slide cancel, and now I'm going to do a quick crossover to the left, jump, fly, hit him one more time, and slide back to the right again. Super easy crossover, especially that guy has an LMG, and when he's trying to track you, when you're close range with like something like a Hauer or any kind of shotgun, it's really hard for these players to track you, especially if you're able to master the left and right shimmies. But these crossovers are super nasty, especially if we end up with a shotgun meta. I promise you guys, don't sleep on it. All right, guys, so for this clip here, this is a super short one. It's just a 1v1, but the main point of this clip, I'm trying to show you guys the usefulness of sliding left to right quickly and not always having to just slide straight into a doorway or straight into a gunfight. You can definitely hit left to right shimmies and slides that are super useful and allow you to get quick shots off and to dip straight back into cover. That way you're not kind of leaving your body open to too many chances, again, to die or take shots from this other player. So right here, I'm in a 1v1 inside PD right now. He's holding the top of my ladder. As you guys know, it's a 50-50 gunfight. It's not a good fight to have. I'm quickly going to try to slide in, and right now I'm sliding left to right to get camera angles, right? I'm not sliding straight into the doorway to see if he's there or not. I'm not walking and looking and pre-aiming. I slide past the doorway once, and then I slide back across one more time. And the reason I do that, I slide to the right to see if he's there, and then I slide back to the left to where I want to be, and also it gives me a chance to double check one more time. What is it like he's going to do? Did it look like he was coming to get me? Did it look like he was set on holding it? So we'll do that one more time. We'll start the situation one more time. I slide past it, slide left, slide right, try to take a shot off. I instantly have a feeling he's going to flank me, which he does. Quickly dip back inside so I can have cover, and I pull my shotgun straight back out. And notice again, guys, I don't slide straight into the door to gunfight him. I'm not going out to pursue him. I'm using the cover to my best advantage. So when I slide into this, I do a quick slide to the right, just enough to get a shot off, and I instantly dip behind this door into cover. I'm going to do the same thing to the left, and at that point, I did miss that shot. And now that I've already done this method twice, he's probably going to aggro me, which at this point, I want to slide past him. And why I'm sliding past him is I want him to have to turn his gun to try to shoot me because I've only hit him once. I know I'm going to at least have to get some solid shots in right here. Slide past him, and again, I choke the shotgun shot, guys. I miss again, but look how useful that was, right? Literally, I literally slid completely to this guy's backside. So instead of me waiting for him to come in or me trying to slide and it being a 50-50, we're both looking at each other, I'm able to slide past him to try to sneak at least one shot off to give myself some wiggle room to make this finesse happen close quarters. So boom, we slide behind him, we miss. As soon as I miss, I'm instantly gonna do that same slide again to the left. Boom. That's where we catch his ankles right there. That's where we're able to pick him up. He's still looking over here. He's still trying to trace me. He doesn't have enough time to pull his gun up. And those quick little left-right shimmies, man, I'm telling you, they're crucial, dude. It makes it really hard for these players to track you, especially close range. Able to pick him up.
This dude is insane.
And get a little bit of gas as well. All right, guys. So I hope the breakdowns helped a little bit on the clips. I just kind of want to give you guys some actual in-game footage of what it looks like to maneuver around your environment with clean B hops or slide cancels, etc. And I also want to show you guys the importance of cameraing and when to flick your screen and what to look for to gain even more information, because as you guys know, the more information you have in a gunfight is the more control you have of the gunfight, which is what you want every single day of the week, obviously. So be practicing your B hops, but once you start getting those consistently, or maybe you've already mastered that, start looking at your environment, start experimenting how you can use it. It's very concise and clean movement. It's very efficient. It's what you basically have to use if you want to be a veteran in something like solo trios or solo quads as an aggressive player, taking on multiple targets in a very close, tight-knit space. The best way to move around is going to be B hopping, and the better you get at understanding which B hops to hit and how to kind of maneuver around object to object or pillar to pillar, trash, literally whatever the cover is. Once you learn how to maneuver around that and build up your torque in blind spots so you're not doing that in front of the enemies, you guys would be absolutely murdering the game. Again, make sure you build up that torque in a blind spot. Don't do it out in the open or you're obviously just gonna die. And make sure you throw in your shoulders, guys. Throw shoulders, don't throw your entire body out there. Slide into cover, do that half little circle rotation. Throw just enough out there just to get some information. Is someone pushing me? Maybe is someone flanking me, etc. And then also, if they are pushing you, it's a great way to buy yourself a couple extra seconds to finish plating. That way you can actually sling out there and B-hop him and challenge. So if you guys did enjoy the video, man, be sure to leave a like, comment down below any other tips or any other gameplay advice I can possibly offer to you guys. And if you guys are new to the channel, be sure to subscribe. Until next time, I'll see you guys soon.